Warning: this content aims to explain a complex and violent conflict. It is not intended to support or justify any actions, but purely to analyze and explain. If you are interested in understanding the Middle Eastern conflict and the strategic lessons it holds, this will be an engaging and thought-provoking video. The current situation in Gaza is more complex and tense than ever. Israel is advancing deeper into Gaza, a region likened to a concrete jungle fortress, as it prepares for the next phase of its conflict with Hamas. Strategically positioned and geographically isolated, the Gaza Strip is completely cut off by Israel from all directions: sea, land, and air. The disparity in military strength between Israel and Hamas presents a challenging equation. While Israel is equipped with advanced technology and military hardware, Hamas leverages asymmetrical warfare strategies, exploiting every opportunity to expose weaknesses in its more powerful adversary. One unique strategic element for Hamas lies underground: a dense and fortified tunnel system. Developed over many years, these tunnels house weapons, ammunition, and living quarters for Hamas fighters. Although specific details about the network are scarce, one can confirm that these tunnels are meticulously designed to reduce the effectiveness of Israeli surveillance and attack technology. In this context, Israel's direct incursions into these tunnels are extremely risky and can be ambushed from all sides. In the coming months, Israel's strategy will likely require sensitivity and patience in dealing with Hamas. Both sides understand the risks and challenges ahead. Since the conflict began, international media and public opinion have clearly polarized the reporting on it. Most major news outlets lean toward a particular political stance, which shapes public perception of the conflict and could lead to bold political decisions. This polarization, driven by the influence of powerful media conglomerates, means that each side's narrative is crafted to serve its stakeholders rather than presenting an objective truth. On the ground, Israeli forces have advanced into Gaza from the north and east, effectively isolating the city from the rest of the Gaza Strip. Israel is preparing for a prolonged battle with considerable losses, facing both urban and subterranean warfare. When technology is no longer an advantage, asymmetrical warfare strategies become crucial, requiring Israel to carefully calculate every step. Differentiating between civilians and Hamas militants is a complex challenge, as the front lines here are blurred and far less defined than in a conventional war. Hamas often hides and strikes from behind enemy lines, disappearing without a trace after their raids. Historical conflicts, such as the Vietnam War, offer valuable insights. In that war, the Viet Cong's tunnel tactics inflicted significant losses on the U.S. military, despite America's superior air power and heavy weaponry. Similarly, Hamas's tunnel network in Gaza shares many similarities with the Viet Cong strategy, though it is far denser and more extensive. Gaza's tunnel system, referred to by the Israeli military as the Gaza Metro, was partially revealed through airstrikes in 2021, but much of it remains unknown. Some tunnels are specifically designed for smuggling weapons and evading surveillance. Others serve as command centers, ammunition depots, and fighter hideouts. Fighting within this tunnel network will be an extremely challenging endeavor for any force. Hamas can launch surprise attacks and control the tempo of engagements, creating situations that are difficult for the Israeli military to manage. Israel faces immense risks in penetrating this tunnel system, as Hamas has spent over a decade and millions of dollars, supported by Iran, to develop it. Even more concerning, this area is one of the world's most densely populated regions, with over 2 million residents concentrated in a confined area. Any military action here requires careful planning due to the direct impact on civilians. In an effort to break Hamas's urban warfare advantage, Israel has developed a unique strategy aimed at cutting off resources and isolating Hamas rather than direct confrontation. By doing so, Israel hopes to weaken Hamas's fighting capabilities without needing to penetrate deeply into the tunnels. Israel's technical units are tasked with tactical incursions into Hamas tunnels to gather intelligence and gradually weaken the enemy's command infrastructure. This strategy also includes cutting off essential resources for Hamas, from finances to materials and manpower. In the initial stages of the conflict, Israel is prioritizing precise intelligence operations and calculated attacks. They want to avoid repeating the 2014 attack when Operation Protective Edge failed to achieve significant objectives and served only as a temporary defensive measure. This time, Israel aims to change the governing situation in Gaza with a larger goal of achieving long-term control. Yahalom, Israel's special engineering unit, will play a crucial role in locating and destroying Hamas's underground structures. However, despite Israel's detailed strategy, there are still many unpredictable factors. Asymmetric warfare in Gaza will be difficult and politically risky. In this context, Israel's decisions will be scrutinized on the international stage, with each action potentially leading to unforeseen consequences. While Israel hopes to minimize civilian casualties, controlling resource access and movement of people will be a significant challenge, particularly given the escalating humanitarian crisis in the region. A critical aspect of this conflict is the battle for public opinion and diplomacy. Israel must implement a suitable media strategy to maintain support from allies and the international public, as every military decision could have a significant impact on its national image. This conflict is not only a military struggle, but also a diplomatic and political one. After overcoming this conflict, Israel must think about long-term goals. Hamas is not just a military organization, it is an idea, a belief system rooted in the minds of the Palestinian people. To achieve sustainable peace, Israel must develop a positive direction and build trust with the Palestinian people, relying on more than just military strength. A meaningful political pathway must be charted to ensure that even if Hamas is eradicated, extremist ideologies do not have a chance to re-emerge. Ultimately, Israel and international leaders must work towards creating a shared vision, not based on a win-lose principle, but aiming for a future where both sides can coexist in peace. This will be the determining factor in whether lasting peace can be achieved in Gaza and the broader Middle East. If you find this content interesting and informative, please hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest international issues.